Hello, I'm Lance Zimmerman with the CattleFax Closing Bell. Improving pasture conditions in some areas of the South have kept the discussion of drought out of the news. However, the USDA Cattle on Feed report for March shows last year's drought will continue to affect supply and demand for feeder and fed cattle for some time. From July to September 2011, calves were leaving pastures in the South early and entering feedlots. That resulted in fewer and higher-priced feeder cattle this spring, but it also helped feedlots maintain capacity despite tighter replacement supplies. While year-to-date placements are down 2% compared to a year ago, cattle on feed numbers are still 2% higher. The drought-placed calves from last year are one of the main reasons for this difference. Calves need to be on feed longer than yearlings to reach a finished weight. CattleFax estimates the days on feed for USDA-reported feedlot cattle based on reported inventory and marketing numbers. The estimates show first quarter inventories have been on feed considerably longer than 2011 and the 5-year average. Cattle on feed for more than 120 days is up 5% year to date, and March inventories were up 8.3% compared to 2011. Calves often have more variation in feedlot performance, and the marketing window for these finished cattle will likely span most of the second and third quarter. The supplies will keep fed cattle marketings close to a year ago throughout this time. Remember, the sharp drop in feeder cattle supplies came this spring in most regions, and a drop in fed cattle supplies will likely arrive this fall and winter. The drought-influenced supply increase will have worked its way completely through the production system by the fourth quarter, and all cattle and beef markets will be adjusting to tighter supplies by this time. Prices in the fed cattle market were $2 to $3 lower this week on light to moderate trade. Most sales in the South occurred at $119 on a live weight basis. Values in the North were at $121 to $122 live and $192 to $194 dressed. Feeder cattle prices were steady to $3 lower for the week, while calf and slaughter cows were priced mostly steady. Box beef prices edged higher this week, led by aggressive price increases in loin cuts and 50% lean trimmings. Trade volumes for wholesale beef were relatively limited. Corn prices were mostly steady until Friday, when rumors of large export sales pushed old crop prices 20 cents per bushel higher. Looking ahead, fed cattle prices will continue to face significant risk in the cash market. Basis relative to the June live cattle futures contract price is extremely high, and divergence is likely through May. Supplies will be increasing steadily into July, and the wholesale beef market is expected to be weaker next week. Fundamentals suggest that lower prices are likely next week, with trade developing in the South around $118 to $119. Feeder cattle prices have been steady to weaker in recent weeks. Higher deferred live cattle futures and lower corn futures prices provided price support early in the spring. However, higher corn prices late this week and steady to weaker live cattle fundamentals will likely pressure feedlot replacement prices lower. Feeder cattle are likely to be steady to weaker next week. Demand for calves is weakened seasonally, and prices should remain under pressure and move lower next week. Higher wholesale beef prices are facing some resistance from buyers after advancing nearly $3 per hundredweight and $14 over the last 10 days. Buyers fear consumers will back away from higher-priced beef as they did earlier this year. End users would prefer that prices increase in smaller increments so they can assess consumers' reaction as price advances. Expect choice boxes to sell from $188 to $191 per hundredweight next week, with select boxes trading about $3 to $5 less. Corn prices will continue to adjust based on export sales and planting progress news for most of the spring. Spot prices will likely find strong support around $6.15 per bushel, with resistance forming around $6.65 in the near term. Thanks for watching, and remember to visit CattleFax.com to become a member and receive the latest market news and analysis.
The beef business has never been for the faint of heart. For more than 40 years, CattleFax has led the way. We're the time-proven leader in research, analysis, and information, equipped with the industry's most powerful database. Become a member at CattleFax.com.